One evening, Jesus' disciples were sailing on a lake in a boat. Suddenly, a great storm arose. The disciples clung to the boat in fear as the wind raised the waves. Jesus watched from afar and set out to help them. Jesus began to walk on the waves toward them. The disciples were terrified to see this figure coming from afar. They shouted, "A ghost!" As Jesus approached them, he called out, "Don't be afraid, I am here." The disciples tried to understand who Jesus was. Peter mustered up his courage and said, "If it is really you, invite me to walk on the water." Jesus replied, "Come." When Peter stepped onto the edge of the boat, he began to walk on the water. However, the noise of the wind and the movement of the waves began to shake Peter's courage. Peter became afraid as he looked at the waves and began to sink. He cried, "Lord, save me!" Jesus rushed to him, grabbed him, and said, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" This moment was a great lesson for Peter. He understood the power of faith and how fear can weaken a person. After Jesus saved Peter, they returned to the boat together. At that moment, the storm passed and the waves calmed. The disciples looked at Jesus in awe and said, "You are truly the Son of God." This miracle strengthened their faith and made them realize who Jesus was. This story emphasizes the power of faith and overcoming fear. Jesus shows that he is with us even in the storms of life. It reminds us that when we face our fears and trust him, miracles can happen in our lives. Jesus walking on water is not only a miracle, but also a story that teaches us that each of us must walk the journey of life with courage and faith. You can aim to touch the hearts of your audience with this story and rekindle their faith and hope.